Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Alexander Bushnell, co-founder of Cosmo Media Labs. We're going to talk about integrating with the metaverse and creating those immersive experiences. It's great to have you with us, Alexander. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks for having me, Jill.
Got it, no problem. And how are studios integrating brand IP with interactive experiences in the metaverse?
So in a plethora of different ways. I mean, it's kind of, it has its similarities to traditional media in a sense, with kind of an added component, right? So in my previous gig, back at MGM Studios, we would do deals with Major League Soccer, for example, or iHeartMedia, or other big brands. And there the kind of the mission was to kind of figure out the wants and needs and desires of the brand, right? And then combine it with the type of content that the audience wants to see. And not dissimilar in the metaverse, right? We look at the wants and needs, the desires of a brand, but now we're kind of matching it with the philosophy and the innovation of Web3 and the metaverse, which, you know, a lot of people, I think, have an idea, one specific kind of thought of what it is, but often they don't realize all the vast potential, right? So it's a little bit like an educational kind of mind opening to then really figure out what the best strategy is. And then most importantly, the third component, what is going to engage and entertain the viewer to you know, keep coming back and have an amazing time. Because if you don't have that, you have nothing. So so that's kind of the key component.
So Alexander, let's talk about that more. What do brands that enter the metaverse want to achieve in this digital space? Is there one overarching goal that most have in common, or is it too specific to generalize and they all have unique targets and strategies?
I think some of them are very focused and they have a specific goal. Others are, which is kind of awesome, very open to experiment, right? Because it is a space where if you have the luxury to kind of see what works and everything, and that's, you know, obviously the most fun. But you know, I think the main thing is a lot of them want to be kind of part of the first wave of innovation, right? So to figure it out together and then see what works best. Is it the gaming aspect? Is it the NFT collectible, etc.? Like what fits the brand in the best way?
Do all brands have the same metaverse potential, or should certain sectors prioritize their Web3 activation?
I think ultimately all brands have the metaverse potential. I think, you know, we're very lucky because right out of the gate after our launch, we you know, our first project is a deal with Complex, who I think is a brand that's kind of perfectly made for this. If you look at what the culture is of, you know, the kind of the sneakerhead, right? And like what motivates that audience in the sense of it's collectibles, it's kind of the hype, the drop, right? All of those characteristics play very much in line with the structure and the culture of NFTs. So, I mean, we couldn't be happier with that partner right from the start. But ultimately, you know, with a little creativity, I think every brand has the capability, and much more even so has to have the capability or has to be present in the space.
And finally, why do these activations have the potential to be more than just gaming experiences?
You know, I think if it's games, if it's experiences, I think there's a whole, you know, there's a whole realm that we're not even thinking about yet creatively. I think there's going to be this whole other kind of dimension that you know is going to come with time, where we really unlock like, oh my God, this is a new way of doing things. But most importantly, I think it's a whole nother level of connecting with the customer, right? Like any brand can really put their personality in this and, like, you know, shine and interact in a way that is completely new and different. So so I think that's really where the exciting opportunities lie.
All right, Alexander, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thank you so much, Jill.